Black power, black power, black power. Revolutionary greetings to all the people and revolutionary love. So we're here in the city of Jackson in the state of Mississippi. Our intentions are well known to officials and others. For those of you who don't know, because they like to do things, under the radar. The weekend of September 29th, the state government was getting ready to pull a Hurricane Katrina type dynamic on the city of Jackson, meaning they were going to flood. They were going to flood Jackson to preserve the affluent white communities, right? So they basically set their sights on flooding Jackson and also the poor whites who were in Ridgeland, right? So when that information came, I basically immediately went into action and reviewed the information and also was en route. Then they did something smarter. Then the no good racist Confederate Governor Tate Reeves said, well, we not going to flood the niggas out. Then since they didn't let it be known what we trying to do, we'll dry the niggas out. So then they shut the water off for 2 weeks. So as everyone knows, I sent pallets of water out. I'm talking about tons and tons of water, thousands of gallons of water. Food, of course, we got food programs active here throughout the week. We have Feed the People Wednesdays, or Humpback Free Food Wednesdays, and Free Food Saturdays, right? And on the way in this city to be fully operational 7 days a week with the programs. And we feed, no cap, no jokes, no fiction. We actually feed a few hundred people each day per week. Each day per week we feed a few hundred people. Next thing
Blue.
Is that besides that, we were able to provide water for many people. So next thing. So what we did is we organized an actual human rights action, because many don't know that according to international law, water is a human right. Electricity, energy is a human right. Housing is a human right. And I don't mean no little punk ranking thing. I ain't got Section 8. Oh, we're going to go to HUD. I don't mean none of that foolishness. When I say housing is a human right, I'm talking about according to international law, and especially the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 51, Article 25, Section 1, and also Article 3. It specifically talks about our right to life. And in that right to life, adequate food, adequate housing, and it goes on and goes on and goes on. So what does all that even mean? Within those rights, within those human rights, when we say human rights, excuse me, it's similar like when you say constitutional rights, right? I'm not trying to get into all the other stuff, especially when you got some of the more, we did that, they're getting all the other stuff. A person that has constitutional rights in the United States of America, that don't mean that something is just written on paper. That means that if you are born within the United States of America, a right is something connected to your either certificate of live birth or your birth certificate. I don't care. No, you're talking about the stock market and the sovereignty and the security. I'm not talking about that garbage right now. I'm talking about what that means. It's connected to your birth certificate or your certificate of live birth. That means that it's yours. Nobody can infringe on it, give it to you, or take it away from you. When you say a human right, that's bigger than that. When you say a human right, that means that's connected to the actual existence of a human being. So what that means is this. It says, according to international law, and international law is dealing with human rights, that we have a human right to water. That means water is as much as your right as breathing. We have a human right to electricity. Some say, what the hell I mean? Why? Well, back in the day as humans, we used fire, to make food, for survival, to keep warm, all those great things. Well, electricity replaced fire. There's not a human being on this earth right now that can survive because of the way the earth is structured now with fire. Electricity has replaced fire, and now that has been deemed what it is, a human right. We have a human right to housing. If you don't have a house, you can't survive. So in essence, these are human rights, not choices, not bills, not a bill to pay, not a business, but a right. When it's a right, it's the duty of every nation state to provide that right to its people. And when they don't provide that right, it is a crime against humanity. It is a crime against their humanity. It is a human rights violation, including poverty is a crime against humanity. So our efforts are to compel and to demand and to put action in to the people's rights. So that's what we're here for. We have some petitions that we have in order. One of them is for impeachment. We have another petition in order, which in essence deals with the right to housing, water, and electricity. The other dynamic is reparations, a reparation stimulus from the state and also from the government itself for all people of African and Indigenous descent and our Holocaust and the continuity of what it is. So that's something for right now. We're going to come back to you, but I just wanted to kick something out to you, what we here for and what we about. All power to the people, Black power, free the lands, and free the people by any and all means necessary, and workers of the world unite. All power to the people.
All power to the people.